Hey guys, it's Hype Train here, this time with a video on Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion is a remake of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. The original Crisis Core came out for the PlayStation Portable in 2007. It was a prequel to the widely known Final Fantasy VII, the award-winning classic JRPG that came out for the PlayStation 1 all the way back in 1997. Crisis Core was an interesting game when it came out, featuring an action combat system which was unique in the Final Fantasy series. So the remake, Crisis Core Reunion, is set to release on December 13th, 2022 for the PS4, PS5, Steam, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. In this video, I'll talk more about what's different in this remake and what makes Crisis Core a standout game in the Final Fantasy franchise. With that said, let's go on to this preview. So Crisis Core Reunion is not a port or a remaster, it's a whole remake from the ground up of the original game. All the graphics are completely redone in Unreal Engine 4, making the game look closer to Final Fantasy VII Remake. The redone graphics look great and is a big step up from the PSP visuals in the original Crisis Core. Also, the cinematics are completely redone as well and look way more modern. There's new English and Japanese voice acting for all the voice lines in the game. The soundtrack has been redone as well, with new tracks being added. There's even changes to the gameplay and combat, which I will talk more about in depth in later parts of the video. The storyline follows Zack Fair and his time in Soldier. Set before the events of Final Fantasy VII, the storyline goes into the backstory of Cloud, Shinra, and Sephiroth. Sephiroth has two friends named Genesis and Angel. Both of them go AWOL during a mission. Zack is promoted and he gets sent on missions to find out what happened to Genesis and Angel. There will be a lot of cameos from Final Fantasy VII, including favorite characters such as Cloud, Yuffie, Aerith, Sephiroth, and much more. The original Crisis Core was known to have an action combat system, which was a big departure at the time for the Final Fantasy series and JRPGs in general. The combat in Reunion has been updated to feel faster and more responsive, and something that would be more in line with the combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Attack timing, animations, and the camera has all been updated to make combat feel smoother and more fluid. Zack can do basic slash attacks, a roll, and a block. He also has access to materia, which are different abilities such as elemental attacks, stylish combos, and heals. You can use these abilities at any time by holding a shoulder button. Bosses are redone and have reworked mechanics. When a boss is about to do a super attack, an ability gauge appears on screen. You can attack the boss to lower the gauge, and the lower the gauge, the less damage the super attack will do. During combat, there will be a slot machine called the DMW, or the Digital Mind Wave, that spins away in the top corner of the screen. This slot machine gives you all sorts of bonuses in battle. If all three characters on the reel match up, you get a cool limit break attack that depends on which character is shown on the reel. And these attacks include Ifrit's Hellfire or Sephiroth's Octo Slash, and look very cool and cinematic. If all three reels are numbers that match up, you get powerful bonuses such as immunity to physical attacks or unlimited MP for the battle. So the summons are a very iconic part of the Final Fantasy series. When the DMW lands on 3 summon images, this will summon classic Final Fantasy icons like Ifrit, Bahamut, and Odin. These summon animations are new and reworked in Reunion, and they have new attacks. The DMW is a cool mechanic that adds a little bit of RNG to the battles, making them more interesting and less repetitive. So for Reunion, the DMW has been redone to make it feel more fluid. You can now skip DMW related cutscenes. for limit breaks, you can store them and use it later during the fight.
Just judging of like how
Early on in the game, you can take on side missions from any save point. There are a lot of side missions that unlock over time. In these side missions, you are put into several battle maps where you fight and defeat different groups of enemies. There's a lot of enemy variety, and the difficulty of these missions will quickly escalate. These side missions reward special gear and materia, and you can actually get overpowered very early on in the game grinding these side missions. This was a feature from the original Crisis Core that utilized the PSP's handheld nature. It is content meant to be enjoyed in bite-sized amounts of time. So there you have it, that's a preview for Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion. I've never played the original Crisis Core on PSP, so this will be a first time experience for me. It's looking like it will be an awesome JRPG experience, and it's releasing in just one day, and I can't wait to play it. If you liked this video, please click on the like and subscribe button. It helps out my channel, and it helps me put out more content on JRPGs such as this video. My name is Hytrain, I'm signing out, and I'll see you next time.